Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Monica and I'm back with another video. So I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about grad school applications, the process, how it's been, the overwhelming pressure, and all the things you need to do to be able to complete your grad school application process and what that looks like. So let's get into it. At the end of the video, I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, the grad school application process, let me tell you, has been so overwhelming, and I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. It's extremely overwhelming and extremely stressful, and there's so much you need to do. Thankfully, because of COVID, they've lessened the requirements and the things that you need to do in order to not only apply but also get accepted into a grad program, which has been kind of nice. I will say that, but it still has been stressful nonetheless, right? So I graduate in May of this year, hallelujah, and I've started my application process around November, December. I started looking at the different programs that I was interested in, and kind of narrowing down what I wanted to do what I wanted to do as far as my choice in a program. Now, I go to Temple University, and like I said in the previous video, I kind of wanted to stay away from Temple, just because not because Temple's a bad school, it just wasn't the right fit for me, like I've mentioned before. So now I will admit that I still ended up applying to a grad program at Temple. I applied to the school counseling program here at Temple, and the program is really great. I just didn't want to go to Temple for the reasons why I stated before. I've also applied to some other schools like Eastern University, St. Joseph's University, and as well as Holy Family University. And all of those universities are great. They have great programs and are known for some of their specific programs within each university. Now, the two programs that I applied for were the curriculum and instruction, I believe, which is a way for you to get your teacher cert and be able to work in a school district, or a school district of Philadelphia in my case, because my undergrad is not in early ed. My undergrad is in HDCE, which is human development and community engagement. But I wanted to go into the classroom because that's my passion. I'm a preschool teacher, or I was a preschool teacher. I'm an ESL assistant teacher. So the classroom, I feel like, is where my heart is. With that being said, I've always wanted to be a school counselor as well, in the sense where I wanted to help close the gap when it comes to the transition from high school to college. I felt like in my own experience, I struggled into transitioning into college. It was nothing like how I thought it would be. Teachers couldn't prepare me for that. My guidance counselor did not prepare me for that whatsoever. Matter of fact, I never even really saw my guidance counselor, so maybe that was just my fault to begin with, because they were there. I could have made more of an effort to go to them. Yeah, they helped me like apply for like my SATs and stuff like that, but that was as far as I went in preparing for college. So I wanted to go into the school counseling program to kind of help prevent that for other students, and to better prepare them for college, and to exactly show them how to succeed, what not to do, what to do, the resources that are out there, the scholarships and such like that. So I'm really passionate about that, which is why I applied to a couple of schools for the school counseling program and a couple of schools for the teaching, or for the curriculum and instruction program. I am still so undecided. It's kind of frustrating because my passion is to help kids no matter what their age is. So that's why I'm so undecided. I've already applied to these programs, like I've stated, and I've already gotten a response back from two of them. One is Eastern University, which I've gotten accepted to for the curriculum and teaching cert program. And then I've also got into the Temple school counseling program. Now, granted, no, I've submitted those applications. I now have a entrance interview, which is pretty interesting. It's where like the panel of the graduate panel interviews you and kind of get a feel for why you want to go into that field or whatever else that they want to ask you, and then go from there to see if you get accepted into the program or not. Now that's what I'm waiting on for Temple. I have my interview set and I'm just waiting for that, trying to prep as much as I can. So to actually apply to these programs, now I will speak for Temple only because I'm there right now, and I will speak to Eastern as well. Now for Temple, I went onto the website, I went into the graduate tab and I clicked on the graduate programs, and then I went down to school counseling, which is under school psychology for Temple. So it won't specifically say school counseling, it'll say school psychology, and then under that it'll say ask you for your concentration, and my concentration is in school counseling. So once I did that, I filled out the application. They asked you for the basics, and then some of the requirements that they asked me for was my transcripts from Temple, which they already had, so that was easy. I didn't need to find those and provide those. And then also I needed to submit 2 letters of recommendations, which I got from 2 of my professors. And then I also needed to submit a personal statement letter. And that's pretty much all you need for as far as the requirements go for the Temple School Counseling Program. And then once you submit all of those, you have to submit them by a deadline. Now, for the school counseling program, the deadline was March 1st, and I did that, and I submitted all of that in, and then they would let me know if they were even interested in me, so I can go ahead and meet with the panel and do my interview, which is where I'm at right now, like I said. So it's pretty simple, not too complicated at all. It was just the anxiety of waiting for to figure out which professors to reach out to send me a letter of recommendation. Thankfully, I was great. All of my professors were great. I had a good rapport with all of them, so that wasn't an issue. It was just more so reaching out and having to wait for them to reach back out and submitting that on their part, because I don't submit that, they do through the portal. And then also another stressor was my resume. I don't know if I already said that, but you also need to send in your resume. I needed to fix that up, make it look more professional. It's not the same as a grad school resume, so you kind of have to have the right things on that resume to submit. And so once I did that, I had to go ahead and do my personal statement. Now, I was lucky enough to be able to reach out to one of my professors I was in a trauma class with. She was able to look over my personal statement, make some corrections for me, give me some advice on what I need to change and what I should add. And then once I did that, I sent it back to her. She reviewed it again, and then I was all good to go. I did not need to take the GREs, thankfully. If I was going into the school psychology program, I would have to take the GREs, but I'm not sure if with COVID, I know in the beginning when COVID first happened, they weren't requiring the GREs at Temple. I'm not sure if that's still going on, but that was the case when it first happened. So that was that for Temple. And now for Eastern, it was kind of like the same process, except on the Eastern School's website, you went under the education grad program, and then there's a list of all of their options. There is an option for the early ed or teaching and curriculum MED, which is a master's, and then the teacher cert track, which is just your certification and not your master's. Also for Eastern, you don't need your GREs. You just simply need to send in your transcripts, my resume. I didn't need to do a personal statement for Eastern, so it varies upon universities. It varies. So just look at the requirements and you'll know what you need to send in. Now, I will also say that Eastern's Teacher Cert program is fully online, which was such a huge benefit for me, which is why I also gravitated towards Eastern, and Eastern is also a Christian base, which I was also interested in. And it was fully online. The only portion of the program that wasn't online was obviously student teaching. Now, I was okay with that because I'm a mom. I still need to work full time. So that being an option was great for me. For Temple is not fully online. I would still have to commute to campus, which is always a hassle, commuting from school to work. And with I'm not sure how that would look like for next year. All these complications. So you have to like think about that. If you are coming straight out of high school, you need to take in those factors on if you want to still continue working and balancing grad school, which is what I'll be doing. You need all of those things come into play when you're choosing the university that you want to go to for grad school. So there's that. All in all, I did it. I submitted what I needed to submit. I'm waiting on responses from all of the universities that I applied to, and I will try and remember to give you guys an update on the school that I end up choosing to go to, and the schools that I did get into and the school that I did not get into, if that happens. And also, I will let you guys know how the entrance interview went. So if you guys are interested in these kind of videos and just learning a little bit more about like the process in grad school and all of those other things, or just wanting to follow how I balance just work, life, kids, marriage, all of those things, then please like this video and subscribe so that you guys are here for future videos. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you guys are notified when I do upload. So with that being said, all right, so let's get into it. So first we're going to go into the Temple's website, temple.edu, go into academics. Then when we scroll down, we'll see undergraduates, then the graduate tab. Once we click on the graduate, we're going to then see the undergraduate majors and minors, then the graduate professional programs. And in that box, I'm going to type in education, which is what my majors are under. We then search. Then as you scroll down, or as I scroll down, we're going to see all the different programs that are just under the bracket of education, like career and technical education, educational leadership and policy, secondary education, higher education, special education, middle grade, urban ed, and then we finally get into early ed, and then educational leadership. And then you see music education. So all the majors that are under that education bracket we'll see. And then once we get to where I need to be, which is school counseling or school psychology, then we'll go ahead and click on that. So once we get to what I need to get to, which is counseling psychology right there, MED, and then at the bottom of that, you see the concentration, the mental health counseling, and school counseling. We then click on the tab. Then you come upon all the, I guess, the description of counseling education or counseling psychology. It explains what it is, and then it goes into further detail about what mental health counseling is, as well as school counseling. So that's what I'm showing you there. And then at the bottom, it says the related graduate degrees if you want to go ahead and pursue your EDS or PhD. And then right there, it tells you the tuition per credit, which is an enormous amount. It's quite depressing. So then once I scroll back up, we're going to go into admissions information, which explains what the requirements are. And if you want to apply, you can just click on that red link right there that says submit an application. Once you've done that, these are the supporting materials, things you need to submit, such as your transcript, your statement of goals, your recommendation, resume, and an interview if they request one. There are some cases where you don't need to do an interview, but most of the time they require you to do so. If you are an international student, they may require some additional things, but it varies. And then your application deadline is February 1st, like I've said before. So then we'll go into careers and opportunities that you can get into with the school counseling degree. So under careers, it tells you you can work in a school setting as a school counselor. You can also partner with community centers and things of that nature. It also tells you the different careers you can get into and the median salaries. Now, of course, that's not definite upon the different districts that you go into with that major or with that degree. So there's always that. And then also on the left side, it says the requirement courses, and it lists all the courses that you need to have to complete and successfully earn your degree. I did forget to mention that there is an internship requirement. You have to complete 780 hours of internship and 280 direct client contact in order to finish and get your degree. That is a requirement and you need to do so. Whether that would be in a school setting or if you do work in a community-based center, you still need to complete those hours in order to really be done with your degree. So that's it for Temple. So now we're going to go over to eastern.edu and we're going to go over to academics like we did for Temple University. And then we're going to go under graduate degree. Once we click on learn more, it takes us over to a different page and we'll see all the graduate degrees that Eastern provides under those categories right there. We're going to click on education because that's our focus for this video. And then we're going to look on this side, like the right side. It has MED in curriculum and instruction, which is a master's program. And then there's educational leadership, multicultural, TESOL, school counseling as well at Eastern. But that's not what I chose. If we keep scrolling, we'll see certification in pre-K to 4th, which is what I am doing for Eastern University, or what I applied to for Eastern University, I should say. Then once we scroll down, you can see right there it says location completely online, 100% online with no required live sessions except for student teaching. And then it takes 12 to 24 months to complete. The enrollment days varies, and then as well as it also says the financial aid that you could proceed to go on to having. And then as we scroll down some more, it has some different resources at the bottom, such as studying requirements that you may need for that program. And once we go to admission requirements, it says we need an application, obviously. We also need our resume, our official transcripts, and a signed program of study. Once you've decided, your counselor will send that over to you to sign. And you also need to send over your background check. And you can email all of that at that email listed. Once we submit all of those information, we are then really all done. Then we'll go over to curriculum where it shows you all the classes that are required for that certification. And then right there it says 39 credits. That's how many you need to then complete it. And then you'll be good to go once you submitted all of your information for the pre-K to 4 certification program. I thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.